All right. As I mentioned, right, you are here to participate in the MNA new member or member orientation webinar. What this is intended to do is give you an overview of our web services as well as your member benefits for you to go ahead and start maximizing that MNA membership as soon as possible. I'm going to go through a couple of things. There are a couple of areas I'm going to highlight. There are other areas that I'm going to touch on so you can have the information, but we're going to kind of lightly move through them as quickly as possible. I try to respect everyone's time, so I'm going to try to hit the 3:30 mark. If we do go past that, please bear with me. I'm running solo this afternoon. So like I said, I'm going to try to respect your time. So if we do go over a few minutes, I appreciate your patience, and hopefully we can get you the information you're seeking. So as I mentioned, you're here for the MNA member benefits webinar, and you are now part of Michigan Nonprofit Association. We certainly welcome and thank you for your support of MNA. So who is MNA? MNA was incorporated in 1990. We serve more than 1,000 member organizations statewide, and we serve these nonprofits and business members through 3 different tiers of our membership. The first one is capacity building. We provide trainings, connections to resources, technology, any other effective resources in the community that can connect you to getting what it is you're looking for as a nonprofit. We also provide civic engagement, which includes volunteerism, service and philanthropic education, as well as our AmeriCorps Vista program, which has host sites throughout the state. We also serve the nonprofit sector through public policy, which we have a very strong presence in advocating for laws and regulations that really allow the nonprofits to serve the needs of their individual communities. That's who MNA is. Here on your screen, you see the 3 main stakeholder engagement individuals that will be working with you through your time with us. Some of you may already have had correspondence with myself. On your far right screen, that is me. My name is Mario. I'm going to be your facilitator this afternoon. I appreciate all of you being here with me. I'm the Client Service Coordinator here at Michigan Nonprofit Association. To the left of me there is my colleague Sarah Pinder. She is our Engagement Director. She oversees membership. And then to the left of her is our Strategic Growth Officer, Mr. Bill Gesselman. Both Sarah and Bill will not be on this call today, so it's just me. If you have any interest in public policy or advocacy, we encourage you to connect with our External Affairs Officer. Her name is Joan Gustafson. Her information is available there. Her contact information as well as email address is available there. The key areas that she helps M&A with is tax policy, topics related to budget and spending, and public-private collaborations. A large part of what she has going right now is the Be Counted MI 2020 census program that we have going. It's a very ambitious initiative that we're trying to mobilize nonprofits throughout the state of Michigan to get out the count for the historically underrepresented communities that we serve. And so she's going to be your lead contact for that if you have any questions about connecting regarding a hub. We will touch a little bit on census later on, but I want to leave that contact information available there if you'd like to connect with her offline. Okay, so what we're going to go through, as I mentioned earlier, is a quick review of your member benefits. What this includes is access to Grantstation, the access to the M&A publications and print options that we have available that could help you with good governance and nonprofit management. We're going to touch a little bit on the access the calendar to sign up and register for webinars and events, as well as getting your discount codes that are applicable to your membership. We will also go through the online directories related to our business marketplace and our nonprofit member directory, which is a great tool to get people connected across the sector, across multiple different regions. As well, we'll touch a little bit on the Nonprofit Job Center, which you may or may not have heard of previously, as well as encourage you to share this information with your staff and talk a little bit how it can be beneficial for a wide range of your internal staffing at your organization. Talk a little bit about how your membership comes with the benefit of verified volunteers and background screening, As well, we'll go through the online document library that we have available for you, which has a commonly used template, a library for frequently used documents related to nonprofit management. As well, we'll talk a little bit more about credit card processing discounts and how to access those. So let's get started. So one of the first things I want to bring to your attention, as some of you may already be aware, so this is our main website, and you can just access that by going to mnaonline.org. What I always encourage people to do is I encourage them to log into their member profile. So if you see at the top right corner, that's going to be your member login. When you got signed up for membership, you should have received an automated system email from us with some login details. If you have any questions about accessing that, or you try to recover the steps, you try to access the steps to recover your password or set a new one, and you just keep hitting a brick wall, please feel free to connect with me. I'm happy to go ahead and get you going so you can get in there with your staff and start utilizing the great member benefits we have available. So please don't hesitate to reach out. I've already opened a new tab for our member login page, as you can see in front of you on your screen. I would encourage people to log in. That way the website does not give you troubles with access or not recognizing you as a member. One of the other things I want to draw your attention to is we do have these helpful little links just below the login portal. The first one being, if let's say down the road you forget your username or forget your password, those are the recovery steps I referenced earlier. If you want to go ahead and take note of that for any future issues, if you want to go ahead and exhaust these resources first and then connect with me, that works as well. The other part of this that I want to draw your attention to is just below those, we've done a couple of little handy videos on how to log in or reset your password, how to access your membership details and edit your organizational information, featured and functions of the member dashboard, and then any other commonly experienced issues we have just below that. So if you have any issues and you get logged out and you are by your phone and you want to exhaust these resources first, I encourage you to go ahead and pursue that, and then we can always connect on the phone or by email as well. So I'm going to go ahead and log into my account. And what this will do is this will take you over to your member dashboard, which is going to be the main hub that you can access for your membership. And what this is, it gives you kind of an overview of, we thank you for your support. It gives you a little overview of your member benefits. It breaks it down into things like fundraising and finance support, free and discounted education, and so on from there. I'm going to go through a couple of the key member benefits through this dashboard. But before I get there, let's go ahead and cover some housekeeping rules with this. So essentially with your dashboard, you can go ahead and manage autonomously a lot of your information with us. In fact, we encourage you to engage with your member dashboard as much as possible as it currently exists. So the first thing I want to go ahead and draw your attention to is, so we're on the dashboard here. If you look over to your left on the screen, there's going to be 4 check marks there. The check marks actually have hyperlinks attached to them, and they touch on things like, for the first one is membership details. The second one is where you can find the page for your member discount codes. The third one is where you can go ahead and edit your login credentials and have that information accessible so you can edit it. And then the last one is just the log out feature. So the first one is the membership details, and what this is it'll bring up all the information, physical location, address, official name of the organization that you are registered with. If you're a career development member or a business member, this will have your business information or your personal contact information for career development members. And so that can be accessed at any point, as well as you can go ahead and edit and manage that information at any point. Let's say you moved from a suite to a new office space, or you consolidate from an office space into a suite. You can go ahead and manage that at any point. In fact, we encourage you to connect with us about any editing to your contact information, your phone number, your website. It's best to always just keep us up to date so that we can know how to connect and engage with you best. So that's where you go ahead and edit your mission statement as you see in front of you, any volunteers, board members, full-time employees, or part-time, the county of which you serve, your website, any Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn social media platforms that you use. You can go ahead and put those handles in there. If you keep scrolling, as I'm going to do so on your screen, Just in front of you, you'll see the contact section. This is a great feature that allows you to have multiple login access for multiple staff employees that you have at your organization or business. And as you can see to the top, at the top just below the header where it says contacts, you can go ahead and click on add new contact, which of course is going to be adding on an additional person. If you wanted to go ahead and edit any of that information or make new my apologies, I believe some people have flagged there's no sound. Let me go ahead and go back.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, I do apologize for that. That was a technical error on my behalf. I was not aware that you couldn't get my audio. Let me go through a quick overview of what we just touched on as to not take too much time. I did bring up a little bit about MNA and the historical information regarding MNA. I talked a little bit about your stakeholder engagement team and how to connect with us. I brought up details related to public policy and advocacy and how to connect with our external affairs officer, Joan Gustafson. So let me go ahead and go back to the website. I do apologize for that. If you didn't have any audio at the beginning of this, let me go ahead and quickly go through this one more time. And I do apologize. Thank you for your patience on that. So as I mentioned, you're going to want to get logged into your member dashboard, and that's what is in front of you right now on your screen. This is where you can access a lot of your member benefits going forward, and that's how you go ahead and access them and utilize multiple different features with your member benefits. What I was bringing your attention to was the membership details. This was just talking about your organizational contact information, your mission statement, your online social media platforms, any staff, board, or full-time employees, your website, your Facebook, and like I said, social media platforms available there. I was speaking on, before it was brought to my attention about the audio, I was speaking on adding additional contacts to your staff page. And so how this works is, as you can see here, it says add new contact. You can go ahead and click on that for new ones. If you want to go ahead and edit or delete any of the ones that exist currently, this is a great way to manage that information independently. We'd love to know who's still with your organization and who is no longer with your organization, so we can know to make sure that your access is preserved and the integrity of your access is preserved. So that's where you can go ahead and update your staff contacts. If you have an office manager or someone that's an HR professional that they are more comfortable managing the information, go ahead and give them an access to your account login, and they can go ahead and manage that autonomously from there. The other part of this page that I wanted to draw your attention to was the membership renewal. As you can see in front of you on your screen here, the membership renewal is listed by month. It's listed by year, so you should only see, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. Since you're mostly probably all new members, what you'll see there is your most recent membership due that you paid. So whether it was, 10/8/19, you sign up with us this morning, that will be available there as a billing summary. Now, this is a great reference page for any accounting purposes. The other reason I wanted to bring your attention to it is also because on the right where it says closed, if you have a current membership renewal open with us, so let's say your renewal is up for 11/8/19, once it gets closer to your renewal date, you'll start seeing the option for a hyperlink that says pay now, and that's where you can go ahead and access your membership renewal from there. You can go ahead and complete that process with a credit card payment, and it'll kickstart your new membership from there. I do apologize if I'm going quickly. As you know, we had a little technical issue with the recording sound, so I want to make sure that everyone is getting the full fleet of information that we have available here. So that is your member dashboard. Let's go back to that. And this is where you can find key areas that you can access a lot of your member benefits. One of the first ones I want to go ahead and bring your attention to as well is access to Grantstation. Now, this is a wonderful, helpful tool that we get utilized frequently through our MNA members. And what it is a directory of federal and state level grants I do believe it might just be federal at this point. I could be wrong, but it's for grants that are available for nonprofits, and you can go ahead and click on the Grantstation button, and it'll take you. Oh, my apologies. It thinks that I'm not logged in. This is a prime example of why staying logged in and making sure your login is good to prevent any accessibility issues with your login for member benefits. Now, as I mentioned, I want to go ahead and pull up this Grantstation real quick so we can give an overview of that. And so this is Grantstation, as you can see on your screen there. It's a very helpful tool as a directory to search for grants available throughout the country. The best way to go ahead and make sure that you have full access is when you click on it through your MNA login, which is always essential. That's a critical note to take, making sure you can access Grantstation through your member login portal. You'll know that you're logged in correctly when it addresses you by your first and last name up here. If it doesn't say it, and it doesn't say that you have your organization or your name up there, then unfortunately you're not logged in through the portal access. So this is Grantstation. It's a great way to go ahead and search for what grants and resources are available throughout the country. It's a very helpful directory. It also updates in real time, so if you wanted to go ahead and find any additional information about, say, U.S. charitable giving, you can go ahead and change things federal, state government, international, and then U.S. charitable. You can go ahead and on your right there, you can go ahead and change the scope of what you're looking for. I would like to highlight as well that it updates in real time. And so when you go ahead and start clicking on options, it'll start populating your page. So if you click around a couple of times and it starts giving you some weird, funky kind of directory information, that may be why. So that's Grantstation. I would encourage you, if you're not already familiar with it, I would encourage you to go ahead at your earliest convenience and review what is available through that login and see if maybe we can meet some of your financial needs through that member access. Another great resource for your member benefit is going to be underneath the fundraising and finance support is the credit card processing discounts, as well as the finance unlock for nonprofits. These are some helpful tools in cutting some costs or giving you a little bit best practice of management for nonprofits related to finance. And then as well as you do get a 15% discount from the Foundation Center for the Foundation Directory online. Now, I'm going to pull it back up, and I'm going to go through these little tabs at the top and go and review through who MNA is, a little bit more about what's on the website to get you navigating, and then we'll circle back over to your member dashboard. So as I mentioned, my name is Mario. I am your client service coordinator here at MNA. If you want to connect with any of the additional staff we have available at MNA, I would encourage you to go onto our staff page and retrieve any of their contact information and connect with them about any related business or matters of affairs. And I know that people are certainly welcoming any kind of questions related to certain topics. If they don't respond right away, I would just encourage maybe a call, or you can connect with me and I can make sure that you're attempting to connect with the correct person. So that's our staff page. You can also get more information about getting logged on, registered with our online e-newsletters by clicking on Get Connected. The Get Connected page, as you see in front of you, can either contribute over to MNA if you're feeling charitable. You can get more information about membership, which you should already have as members, new members. You can get more information about our social media platforms. The bottom area is what I want to go ahead and bring your attention to. This is how you get signed up for our e-newsletter, which is also another highly used function of MNA. And as you see in front of you, we have 3 different ones available to select. And so the first one is the My Nonprofit News, or Michigan Nonprofit News, which gives you a lot of up-to-date information about related news to the nonprofit sector, as well as the public policy action alerts related to any legislative endeavors or changes that we feel like you should be made aware of related to the nonprofit sector. And then the last one is the Nonprofit Job Center. which is a great way for job seekers or job placers to get engaged with M&A services. There's a new job email that comes out every Friday morning, and so, you know, if you're someone that is looking to change professions or change out of your current occupation into another one in the nonprofit sector, pardon me, I would encourage you to go ahead and sign up for those. Now, one of the things I did want to bring your attention to as well is if you have any interest of changing your, let's say you get signed up for e-newsletters and you end up wanting to change some of your preferences, go ahead and connect with me over the phone or via email, and I can go ahead and change those preferences for you so you don't get unsubscribed from all of our contacts. The next one I want to go ahead and bring your attention to, obviously there are more in the Who We Are staff, but because of the time constraints, I'm going to go move on to tech services. So we have a very helpful team here at MNA called MNA Tech. It's a group of guys that love to get involved, they love to help out with things related to outsourcing your IT, tech planning, or tech resources. They certainly welcome your questions or calls if you want to go ahead and get a quote about what services might be. There's a direct hotline, which could be right here. They also encourage you to report a problem by contacting their help desk, and they will be happy to follow up with you and connect about any ways that they can be helpful going forward. As I mentioned, this is a very helpful hotline. Please jot it down if you have any tech questions that you want to connect with them about. It's also a great resource if you're the accidental tech accidental tech in your office, and you don't want to be that sole resource. Is a great way to get your office and other staff members connected with additional services. There's also our contact us page. If you have any questions after hours or you don't know to whom you should direct a specific question, please feel free to send that over. You can fill that out. This one's specifically for the contact us for M&A technology. So I would say if you have any questions related to them, go ahead and fill that one out, and it'll get over to them. The next bit of M&A that we want to bring your attention to is our civic and community engagement. And this is where I went ahead and I drew your attention to it earlier. So M&A is currently undertaking a large, ambitious project throughout the state to mobilize nonprofit organizations so we can get out the count for the historically underrepresented communities that we serve. And so that's what you see in front of you, the 2020 campaign for the Census 2020. There is a specific website that you can go ahead and connect and get more information about hubs, opportunities in your region to collaborate and whatnot. And the best way to do it is by going to BeCountedMI2020.com. As you can see in front of you, this is going to be their resources available for you there. I would also like to encourage you to get engaged with their e-newsletter in case you wanted to stay up to date about any information. You can go ahead and sign up through clicking this button here or by checking the community events throughout the state. I'm sorry, that scrolled a little bit faster. But yeah, so you can also connect about any of the opportunities throughout the state of Michigan there. That's our Census 2020 project. Another area that M&A has an impact with the civic and community engagement is through our AmeriCorps Vista program. Let me go ahead and pull that information up. So we are sponsoring multiple hubs throughout the state, multiple host sites throughout the state of Michigan. Right now, I believe we have a cohort of about 32 Vistas, which stands for Volunteers in Service to America, who serve throughout the state. And their main focus is eliminating poverty within the areas of education and economic opportunity. If you want to go ahead and connect with our Vista program manager, that information is available on your screen there. If you have an organization or are an organization that is interested in getting a Vista for the next cycle, I would also encourage you connecting with Maggie. She's wonderful. She would love to explore that dialogue with you a little bit more and get you connected with what it is you need. So that's our civic engagement there. The next one I want to bring your attention to is our research and publications page. Now this is where you can go ahead and find our hot seller, which is the 1920 Michigan Nonprofit Compensation and Benefits Report. What this is a survey compiled data of around 78 different positions commonly found in the nonprofit sector. This can range from everywhere from executive director all the way down to administrative assistant. And what this is respondents relayed their current salary and their current benefit wages over to us so we can compile a really helpful resource, which is handy in making a competitive package when you want to recruit some top talent for your organization. It's also great when you're working, negotiating a pay increase based off of performance and whatnot. So I would encourage that I would encourage you to go ahead and review the compensation and benefit report, the brief overview, as well as if you have interest, you can follow the link there to go ahead and purchase it. With your membership, you do get a substantial discount, and if you follow the link there, you can go ahead and retrieve it from there. The other top seller that we have is our nonprofit management manual. Now, this is stylized in the style of a course book. It's very dense material. And what it is, it's an overview of everything from government reporting, budgets, fund development, accounting and payroll, insurance, record keeping, human resources, administration, and much more. As I mentioned, it is very dense, so it wouldn't be something that I would read cover to cover, but I would encourage you to pick one up if you have some questions about best practices or management relating to nonprofit or any of those key areas that I highlighted. It's very helpful. I know it's the first thing I grab off my shelf whenever someone gives me a call about a question I really don't know. So it's a good resource to have. And as you can see there, you can purchase it at a discounted rate for being a member, and you can go ahead and retrieve the code for it by following the links there. The other things I wanted to go ahead and bring your attention to is there's a variety of discounted or affordable options for publications, like the Working in Michigan Nonprofit Sector. That's a $10 electronic download. It's a great resource that people have used as well. And then the other thing we just unveiled was our salary visualization tool. This is not specifically something you can purchase a publication. It's supposed to be a supplement to the compensation and benefits report. If you have any questions about that specifically, when you get logged in, and I can show you where you can access that, but when you get logged in, you can go ahead and access those data scatter plot points and work with the interactive report from there. Down below that, there's a nonprofit leadership guide that's a free download, and that's also, I encourage you to go ahead and pick that up and download it as a resource. And then additionally, you will get, as part of your membership, quarterly publication for Links magazine, which is just a compilement of what MNA has related to hot button topics, related to relevant information or resources, as well as kind of an overview of best practices for nonprofits. And like I said, it's already getting, when you got signed up, you got registered to receive one with your member benefits. Then so your primary or your secondary contact should start receiving those the next time we send out a batch. I know we're at the 3:30 mark. Please bear with me. I hope I didn't lose a lot of you. I do apologize again for the soundbite issue, but I want to go ahead and roll through all of this now and go ahead and get this finished out and make sure that everyone kind of knows how to access certain things. So the next one is our public policy and advocacy page. And what this is our page related to things that we have going at the state legislature. This is also related to a lot of the projects we have currently going on. If you hover over the public policy and advocacy tab, you can get more information about current and legislative issues. You get more information about the Michigan Nonprofit Caucus. You get more information about the Southeast Michigan Public Policy Council or the Council for Charitable Trust. I'm going to breeze right over this so we can go ahead and keep time here. But if you have any additional questions, I would encourage you to review those there and connect with me offline about anything you'd like more elaboration on. The next one is going to be your membership page. So some of you may have seen this page when you were considering getting signed up for membership with us. It just gives you a better understanding of what your dues are, what you can expect for your dues and whatnot. If you notice in the drop-down menu, there's a couple of options there. The first one that's a key area is going to be the Nonprofit Job Center. This is great for people who have a job posting that they want to get published and broadcast to a variety of online audiences. And so as you can see in front of you, you do get a discount for a member posting. It's $75, and there's no upcharge for a logo. If you're not a member, it's going to start at $125. And what this is for a single 30-day posting from the day that you submit it. So let's say 10/8/2019, I have a job for an administrative assistant. I want to post it on the Nonprofit Job Center. I click Submit Form. I pay my fee. Within a 24-hour turnaround, typically speaking, except for weekends, we can get that right onto the site, and then it'll be collected for that Friday's e-newsletter for the Nonprofit Job Center. It's a great tool. I know that it's a very frequently used resource for members and non-members, and our email for the Nonprofit Job Center goes out to about 6,000 unique subscribers for e-newsletters, and so that's another great way to get that information broadcast outward. As well, the nonprofit resources is kind of an additional link that is similar to what you see when you go to your member dashboard, so I won't touch on that until we get back to the dashboard. A bit that I mentioned earlier about the nonprofit member directory, and this is where you can go ahead and connect with other organizations that might have a similar focus or that might be in your region, and this is going to be a compiled list of all of our nonprofit members currently in our network. You can go ahead and search by their organization name, the county, or the type of organization, whether it's child and family services or advocacy and public policy. Go ahead and hit submit, and the names will populate there with their contact information as well. It's a great resource to work on any collaborative efforts or to share resources in your local area. As well, as I mentioned earlier, with the business memberships, we do have the opportunity, and we do compile all of our business members into one directory similar to the nonprofit one. And this is our business marketplace. This is a great tool for nonprofits or non-members to go ahead and connect with business members that are seeking out clientele. So you can go ahead and search by keyword and category or region similar to the nonprofit directory. But one of the cool things about this is you can go ahead and connect about services instead of having to call 16 different organizations or businesses and getting price quotes from all 16. You can go ahead and connect with a few through MNA and just go ahead and maximize your membership by connecting about those opportunities. Now, I will say as a preface or as a caveat, we still encourage you to go to still do due diligence with reviewing any consultant work or any organization or business that you're trying to work with. We do encourage you to go ahead and follow suit with the due diligence and making sure that they are adequate for what you're looking to collaborate or services rendered with. So that's the business marketplace. The other part under that is the capacity building centers. And what this is it's a network of 11 nonprofits. There's 10 additional ones. We're the 11th one as MNA. And what this is it's a network of nonprofits throughout the state that help provide additional services or resources in the areas that may elsewhere be paid for services or may not be accessible as services. Essentially, it's a support group of support group of nonprofits that want to build capacity for that network. So I would just encourage you just review the ones that are available here and connect with them. If you have any questions, go to their website and poke around at their online services as well and see if there's a way that they can be beneficial in your search. And then lastly, but certainly not least, I wanted to go ahead and review the sponsorship and advertising opportunities with MNA. If you have a big event coming up, or if you work as part of like a school and you want to go ahead and highlight, the nonprofit management department or the nonprofit management certification at Oakland University or something to the similar, a great way to do it is by getting featured ads with us. You can go ahead and find more information about the size, the advertising opportunity, and whatnot on that page. It's a great way, like I said, to broadcast a lot of your opportunities with us. If you have a capital campaign or you have a big fundraiser coming down the line in 6 months and you want to get one in our links publication, you can certainly follow up with our communication manager or by contacting us at info@mnaonline.org, and we can go ahead and get your information connected with the right person and get that dialogue explored a little bit further. So that was just a review of what the links at the top of the main page have to offer. Let's go quickly back into your member login so I can go ahead and review these, and I'm going to try to shoot for a quick 5-minute run through. My apologies again on the sound issues from earlier. I believe everyone can hear me now. If you have any questions about anything that was reviewed that you feel like wasn't substantial enough, I encourage you to connect with me offline as well. I'm happy to answer those questions. Anything we can do to get you utilizing and maximizing your M&A membership. So in this page, this is where you go ahead and access your member benefits. The first one I want to bring your attention to is this interactive visualization tool for the salary and compensation and benefit report. You can go ahead and click on that, and what you can see is there's going to be data points related to a lot of the work that was done in this project, and I would encourage you to go ahead and review that. If you have any questions, there's some contact information there. I can also be accessed for any additional questions, but it's a great resource and a great tool that we want to go ahead and provide our member benefits. And so there it is. The next one is anything related to fundraising or finance support. It's going to be located right there in those 4 quadrants. Free or discounted events. This is where you go ahead and find opportunities within M&A to get trainings or program or webinars, trainings, or events. As you can see, you just click on one of the options. It'll take you to the details page, and then from the details page, you should be able to register as an attendee. So as well, there is a recorded webinar archive. If you have any questions after today's webinar and you want to come back to this, you can always find this recording in this page here. It's going to be under the M&A member orientation webinar. You can also find more recordings that related to certain things like 990, the basics, the what, how, and when, etc. So that's where you can find a lot more of those pre-recorded webinars in that archive. If you have any questions about our diversity, inclusion, and equity project, you can go ahead and review what's available there by opening it to a new tab. Any information about extending online education through MindEdge Learning, you can find more information there. This is what I mentioned earlier when I talked a little bit about the commonly used nonprofit document templates. This is everything from communication to volunteer engagement to evaluation, financial management, fundraising, governance, etc. It's a great tool. It's a great online resource for you to go ahead and save those documents into your personal drive or your device and utilize for future things. As well, I would encourage everyone to download their free copy of Principles for Good Governance and Ethical Practice. This is a publication from our partners at Independent Sector. As you can see here, it's available as a PDF download. It's a great tool for any questions you might have. I believe it's an overview of good practices good governance for ethical practices, which I'm sure you can see it's in the name. I know that a lot of people have, when I've shared them this information, they've been very appreciative that it's been helpful in their regular management. So I would encourage you to go ahead and review that there. As well as if you had any additional questions about extending or continuing your education through your member benefits, there's more information about the tuition discounts and scholarships available with University of Michigan Dearborn, Oakland University, Michigan State University, Eli Broad College of Business, as well as the Davenport University. So I would say if you have any questions, go ahead and review what's there, and if you need to connect with us further, we can go ahead and connect about that. And so the last bit of information I want to go ahead and leave you with, because we've already kind of gone through some of the things related to the Nonprofit Job Center. You do have your waived administrative fees from our friends at Mutual of America. They are happy to go ahead and explore dialogue with you about retirement plans or investment for your organization. More information can be found there. There's that link for the Nonprofit Compensation and Benefit Report. Here's your link to your discount for your discounted background checks for verified volunteers. You can go ahead and access more information about Constellation HR related to human resource management, by clicking on this link there. And then as well, we would encourage you to connect with the information related to paychecks and how they can be beneficial to your business or organization. They're a great service. I know that we use them here. And the last one was access to getting quotes for director and officer liability insurance from our friends at Lyman and Sheets Insurance Agency. They're eager to connect with you. They want to go ahead and insure you for those areas that you're not 100% certain about needing coverage. They can go ahead and explore those questions with you and give you more information about their services. As you scroll down, you can see more access to the M&A technology services. And then another part of this is as part of your member benefits, is you get access to N10, which is a technology network similar to M&A Tech, but they do have a variety of different opportunities available there. So I would encourage you to go review what is available under that link. And then the last one, the last two that I want to go ahead and highlight. The first one is the nonprofit RFP distribution. So if you're a nonprofit organization and you're looking for legal help or accounting help, one of the ways that we can get you connected to services provided by businesses or consultant members is by filling out the request for proposal distribution, right, as you see in front of you. And what this is you go ahead and fill it out and say, I need help in areas like accounting and business management or HR. And what will happen is this information will then get distributed out to the members that we have, the business members that have highlighted those key areas of focus as part of their services. It's a great tool to connect with those additional services through M&A. And then lastly, we do have an available, depending on your device, device or browser, it might open to a new tab or download as a PDF. But this is a great tool as well, or a great resource to have to connect with the common trusted partners that we have throughout the state or throughout the nation. Things like Board Source, the National Council of Nonprofits, the Chronicle of Philanthropy, Independent Sector, Michigan Community Resources, the IRS, the Michigan Attorney General, etc. And so that's a great downloadable and printable sheet to have for quick reference if you have any questions about how you can connect with additional established organizations or entities throughout the state or nation. So that's your M&A member benefits and a general overview of our online services. I want to say thank you again for taking the time to be with me this afternoon. I do apologize emphatically about the volume issue from earlier. If you have any questions, like I said, I encourage you to just connect with me offline. I will go ahead and leave this up for a couple more minutes. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in that chat function or go ahead and, like I said, send me an email. But thank you so much for your support of M&A, and that is your member benefits. I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon. Take care.